do this, I'm going to do this for 5 minutes. So I want to do it. Okay, what we're going to do here, just give me a cue 1 second, there's no cue. What we're going to do is we're going to play these balls, we're going to put them in the corner, B7 going to that pocket, B7 going to that pocket. I'll move these 2 balls out of the way. Going down there. But what you're going to do, you're going to get down and play the shot normally, you're going to play this ball and you're going to go to this ball. What you can't do is you can't use your bridge hand. So you're going to go like this, and you're going to work on moving that cue backwards and forwards like this, and keeping the cue and trying to get the cue to go in a straight line, and then just push through. You can't use your bridge hand, but I want you to get down like you're playing a normal shot. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get you have more control with your back hand.
Okay.
So you can't touch your cue with this hand. You can put your hand on your knee like this if you want to, or you can put it on the table. But what we're trying to do is just get this cue moving backwards and forwards, and we push through. And when we push through, we don't want to see the cue go like this. I want to see the cue go through in a straight line. One more, then you can flip. Keep the cue moving, push through like that.
So I want to ask you one question. Well, I shot the ball. This ball. I shot this video ball. When I shot this ball, I'm in swing hand. If I normal play, I can shot inside. But if I tournament, I cannot shot inside.
Why?
For this ball, if I one hand, similarly, I think maybe 99% I can shoot inside for one hand.
So when it's in a tournament, why can't you put it?
Before I play with James.
Okay.
James play one hand. When we play tournament, we say play one hand.
Okay.
So one hand for me easy. Why? Because before I'm going to the bar, play with the lady, I only use one hand. Wrong hand, one hand, one hand. If I win, lady will be.
So why can't you do that?
So for my check angle is okay, but when I use the tool, not same this angle. If I angle touch crossing, maybe here. So that's why sometimes if I play this way. Yeah.
So why can't you do that? Why can't, I don't understand. Why are you able to pot that in practice and you can't pot it in the game? You say to me if you play in practice you pot it every time in a tournament you miss. Why?
I don't know why.
I don't know why. It's in your head.
Not hand. I think maybe my eyes look.
I think you think too much. I think you have to keep things simple. I think you have to concentrate on what you're trying to do and not let your mind wander to say, I can't do this.
Yeah,
When you say,
maybe.
when your mind wanders and you say, I can't do this, you ain't going to do it. You're not going to do it. So I think you have to try to stay more positive in your head.
Before, if when I play in China have the Chinese table, right?
Yes.
Chinese table. Okay. Video pocket for me before is so difficult. But to have the maybe 3 months or half a year, I shot the video pocket is so easy. But I don't know. Sometimes if today I shot this pocket is easy for me. This pocket not easy. I don't know. That's why. Really?
I don't know too. It doesn't make sense. Okay, come on then, one hand. So the 14 more into this, no, the 14, start in the middle, 14 into here. Yeah, the green one, into this pocket. Yes, into this pocket. But I want you to play it like you play a normal shot, but obviously you're not using your bridging hand, you're doing everything else. But what I also want you to do is I want you to try to keep the cue moving
Yeah.
backwards and forwards to try to create more rhythm. Okay. Okay, now go to the cue ball and play the cue ball into this shot pocket. So you have to get up and you have to get back down and start again. Keep the cue moving. I want to see that the cue going backwards and forwards. Okay, this time, when you do it, I want you to try to follow through a little bit more with the cue. But when you follow through after you've hit the ball, I don't want the cue to come up in the air. So again, you have to stay still and push that cue through a little bit more forward. Don't hit it so hard. You see where your cue ends up. Watch if I do one shot. Just watch. All I want you to do is watch. Your cue is sort of stopping here. I want you to try to do it more like this. So I want to see the cue moving backwards and forwards, and then we push it through and we follow through. So you see I follow through like that. I don't want to see you sort of stabbing at the ball. Okay, so let's try to just create a little bit more rhythm. Better, but you see how your cue went up in the air a little bit. So try to push the cue through, but keep it down. That was better, because I want you to follow through like that, but I want you to try to keep the cue like this on the table. I don't want the cue to go up there like that, okay? So we push through, and we stay down with the cue. We don't go up like this. That's good, but your cues come up a little bit in the air. So let's go to number 5. Number 5. See how the cues coming up a little bit. Maybe we're just going to move forward a bit too far. So we don't need to go forward too far. I want to see the cue come to like here. You don't have to go too much, because the further you go, the more it will go up.
Yeah, when the tips touch the ball, I listen, and I want to move cue. I want to move hand. I don't know why.
Number 7. Try to keep that cue down. Try to keep that cue. Yeah, try to keep the cue level to the table. When you follow through, try to keep the cue level to the table after you've played the shot. Better. Okay, it's good. Better. Yes, good. Again.
But this shot is not relaxing. I'm scared.
But you should be relaxed. You should be like you're playing a normal shot. What are you scared? Okay, one more. Okay. Don't need to do that anymore, because some people cannot do that at all. Well, you can do it, so I don't need to. But what I'm trying to do there is I'm trying to get this to be have more rhythm in your back arm. And then when you go to a normal shot, we carry on doing that. We carry on nice and smooth. And push through.
For example, if like this shot, you want forward side or soft or have speed, one hand also can use. And I think many times this shot one hand good more than the two hand. Really. Right spin, soft. Speed.
No, it's it, but no, it is right spin, obviously not inside spin.
Yeah. So
Why can you do that? So,
But
for
if-
me, all this tells me is that there's things in your mind telling you you can't do things.
okay, you look.
So,
Who when play the tournament last night like use the speed, don't like only touch, only a little bit power, maybe something like, okay, finish. But they not shoot, right? So, same me, if this ball don't need to call the same like a 2 ball here, right? So, okay, 2 hand, if I want to use the soft and the right spin. It's not very good. But I think sometimes one hand is the very good. I short the point is the.
I think a lot of this is in your head.
Okay.
I think a lot of it is inside your head. You're telling yourself you can't do things. You're telling yourself that I can't do this 200, but I can do it 100. If you're telling yourself you can't do it, you're not going to be able to do it. So you have to try to stay in the thought process of just what you're trying to achieve and not let your mind wander, not let your mind tell you I can't do this. Because if you're saying you can't do it, you won't do it. If you're saying you can't win a tournament, you won't win a tournament. If you're saying that, well, I can't play this shot, you may as well not even try and play it because it's not going to go in because you've already told yourself you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's like the drawback shot. You know you can do it from there,
Yeah.
but at the moment,
Yeah.
you don't believe you can do it from there. So something in your head as well, it's not just technique.
Yeah.
Because you have the technique to do it. Something in your head is telling you that you can't.
I think this ball for me easy, and when I play, maybe only have soft, maybe only have speed, have no strong soft. That's why this ball here not move. So now we only you teach me play pool, and I'm so relaxed. That's why I can shot maybe good more than also not good.
But it's very important that you stay relaxed all the time. Because if you're more relaxed and you're more comfortable, then you can do things more.
Okay, I play well the airport.
I know you can do these things. I just think at the moment a lot of it is you telling yourself you can't do it. Is why it's not happening. Because somewhere maybe deep down you don't quite believe, and I said this to you the last time we had a lesson, when I was playing professional snooker, I didn't believe I was good enough, and that's why I didn't succeed. All the people out there now, all the pool players in the world, they all think they're the best player in the world. They can't all be the best player, but they all believe that they are, and that's why they're successful. So much of cue sports is in people's heads. Yes, of course, people have different levels of ability. I'm a better player than Millsy, Millsy's a better player than you. But there's still things in all of our heads that are stopping us from becoming better at whatever level we're at. I'm putting, I said to you about when I played a game and my mindset was terrible and I lost because my head wasn't right. So much of it is in our heads. So we have to try to get rid of those little demons out of our heads and just concentrate on what we've got to do and not let our mind wander telling us, oh, I can't do this, oh, I can't pop this, oh, I'm going to miss this, oh, I can do this with one hand but I can't do it with two. We have to try to eliminate those things from our head if we can. But it's so easy to say and it's so hard to do. And it's probably in your head because of something that's happened before. Because you've missed that shot before, and so these little things are affecting us. This is not just you, this is everybody. So it's not me being personal to you, this is how we think. Some people have negative thoughts. Millsy for me is very negative.
Yes.
Very negative about he misses position by half a diamond and he's waving his arms about like this. So, however good we are, we all have these little demons in our mind causing us problems. We have to try to get rid of them.
So, if I want for this ball, same like that, if I miss this ball, after today, I cannot play good.
Why? Why are you saying that to me? If you miss it, then do it 100 times till you don't miss it.
I also know this ball was called 4 ball. Have maybe 3, 4. right?
Well, why do you just say that to me then?
Look.
If I do this, I know I won't play good. Why? If I
But-
miss it,
Because this is more easy.
Yeah, well, you're putting yourself
Right? You can do this.
you're putting yourself under pressure by saying, "Oh, if I miss this, I can't play good." Why are you thinking like that? Don't think like that. You've got to stop thinking like that. You've got to try to stop thinking like that because then if you do miss it, what's that? That's it. You may as well put your key away and go home. Okay, right. I'm going to show you a drill. It's going to be too easy for you, and I want to get your confidence up. Simple drill, 9 balls on the table. You can put any ball in any order. We're not playing 9 balls, there's nothing to do with 9 ball. I'm just going to set them up in a square on the table, like this. 1, 2, 3. Now all these balls are all on the diamonds, so they're on this diamond like that, yeah? Should really be in a straight line. Much but not perfect. But what you have to do is you can play any ball, any order, and I want you to clear the table. The first ball you always take is the one in the middle, because it creates space for you to work, yeah? First of all, well, you can't play a combo, so you're going to have to put the 9 ball, or whichever ball's in the middle here, into one of the corner pockets. But what I want you to do is try to just run the balls out.
I can show it to you, right?
You can't do a combo.
Yeah.
And one thing you can't do is you can't hit another ball.
Also, I did that number 1, 2, 3, 4.
No. It doesn't matter. Any ball, any order. So it's just, there may as well be 1, 7, 8, 12. Doesn't matter what number balls they are. But what I'm saying is,
But I cannot touch it.
you can't touch another ball with the cue ball. Okay. You can't play a combo. But what I'm saying is, you should play this ball first, because then it creates space for you to work. So play the 1 ball into the corner. Look, it just happens to be the 1 ball. It doesn't matter. Let's make it the 8 ball. Play that ball first. But then what I want you to do is, excuse me one second. So, you pot that ball, yeah? Now you can play any ball you want. So what you're going to do is just run the table. I want you to clear the table. But what I want you to do is when you pot the next ball, be it the 3 ball or the 2 ball, try to play position so that you have a choice. So you want to screw back a little bit. If you screw back to here, off the 3, or to there off the 2, you have a choice of 9, 5, 7, 4. And you try to keep as much choice for as long as possible. And all this is about just like little stop shots and little soft roll shots, just like that. So you play any ball you want, but try to always leave yourself an option. When you get towards the end of the gun, you've only got 1 or 2 balls, you won't have those options that you have now. But at the moment, we're just trying to play the cue ball into an area so we have a choice of shots. You need to screw this back a little bit. Okay, now have a look. Maybe you had a ball in mind for position there. It doesn't matter, you can change your mind. You're literally perfect on this. What I wouldn't do is I wouldn't play this, because this is your easy ball. So save that ball, because it's easier. But again, when you play your next shot, try to play position so you have a choice. get into the situation where what we do is we do the shot again. But what I want you to do is, before you decide what you're doing, make your mind about what you're going to do, and then when we get down the shot, we then start to think about just potting the ball and what we're doing with a cue ball. Just, don't let your mind wander.
Okay.
Concentrate on just potting that ball and playing a little easy positional shot. Don't let your mind think about other things.
Yes, because why I know is the 6 ball, but I know.
So okay, let's not play the 6 then, play something else. Play the 7, play the 4, play the 1. Okay, good. Have a look. You might play position on something, but something else might be perfect. So now for me, the shot you probably should do is you should probably roll the 4 in and go 4 for the 9 in here.
Yeah.
And if you go forward and don't go far enough, you've probably got the 2 or the 5 in the corner anyway. So you see what I mean? You're trying to keep yourself having a choice. Just nice slow roll. Is it straight?
But I think for me, I shot this ball and of course it's flexible and
You want
one
okay,
and of course
okay,
one.
okay, yeah. If you want to screw back, you can. I'm not saying you must go forward for the 9. What you have to remember when you're playing positional shots at any time, to maintain accuracy, it's always easier to go forward than it is to go back. So, for example, I said this to you before. If you're trying to roll the cue ball forward this much, it's much easier to be accurate than if you want to draw the cue ball back that much. When you want to draw it back, it's more about technique. Well, it's all about technique. Whereas when you're going forward, it's only about speed control. The technique of your technique doesn't come under as much examination. The technique isn't so important when we're going forward as it is when we're going back. You're still okay, but now you've got a bit of a harder shot now.
Can touch cushion.
Yeah, you can touch cushion, no problem. Just concentrate on potting the ball. Okay, don't worry, let's start then. Not a problem. Start wherever you want, or don't start wherever you want. You need to play the ball in the middle of the table first. You need to play this ball into whichever corner pocket you want. But that's always the first ball, because it gives you space to work in. Take your time. Good. And while you're doing this, think about your stroke and think about, being nice and consistent. This is a good example for you to play your stroke. I'm going to pick your brain as well. I'm going to ask you what you think you should do. What do you think you should do now?
Shot able, why was stay here?
Because I think what you should do is I think you should go forward and go here, go like this. And then you're going to have if you come into this area, you're going to have one of these 3 balls into the middle pocket. So I think you just go forward. Again, you're going forward. So pop the 8 ball to here, the cue ball's going to bounce off here and bounce into this area here. You might have the 4 in the middle or the 5 in the opposite middle.
Okay, this is when we started finish, I want to ask the 2 questions.
No problem. You can ask me now if you want to. Ask me now.
If I should finish first after you.
So nice high cue ball, not too hard, just bounce off the cushion. Good.
Not good.
Yeah, but you say it's not good, you can pop the 5 in here, you can pop the 6 in here.